Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So at long last, I bring you guys loot from 10 hours of massing necks. Now, there are some good things about massing necks and a few bad things as well, but one of the best things is that the kills are so quick that in a time span of 10 hours, we can really stack up a big kill count here. One of the downsides is that because it's so quick, there are dozens of people who have a chance to receive the rare drop instead of me. So I figured I'll go all out for this one. For the first time ever, I will be using the Zerite crossbow. This cost me about 320 mil, as well as having about 80 mil in other gear, but I certainly wanted to get as much DPS as possible with the best setup that I personally could afford. And if I did have billions, I'd probably go with a twisted bow and full Missouri, but for now, we are sticking with this setup, and we are about to go to war with necks with all sorts of people for 10 hours. And speaking of going to war, before we get started today, we have an incredible sponsor that I want to talk to you guys about, none other than War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. You can play more than 2,000 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships in dynamic combined arms PvP battles. Every vehicle is incredibly detailed and modeled down to their individual components, offering a highly immersive combat experience. Play War Thunder now on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, or the previous console generation. Now, no doubt about it, my favorite part about this game is the history aspect of it, seeing as the collection of vehicles in War Thunder span over 100 years of development from the 1920s to present day. I just personally found that to be very unique and intriguing. Now, if you're looking for a fast, action-packed match or a more realistic and tactical experience, War Thunder offers intense PvP battles at various immersion levels for all playstyles. Whichever experience you prefer, you will find it here. You can fly any aircraft using nothing more than a mouse and keyboard, thanks to the game's intuitive mouse aim mode. With incredible graphics and detail in 4K resolution, authentic sound effects, and beautiful music creating an atmosphere, you will fully be immersed in this game. So what are you waiting for? Play War Thunder now on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox using the links in the description below or the pinned comment. And there is a large free bonus pack for registering using my link, including multiple premium vehicles, premium account, boosters, and so much more. A big thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video, and you guys don't want to miss out. Click that link right now. Alright, well, it's nice to see you guys again. It's been a while since I've uploaded, but I do have another video coming out tomorrow night and the following night after that, so it's good to be back. But yeah, getting into today's video, 10 hours of massing necks. As you can see, I'm entering the ancient prison here after getting 80 kill count, which took basically no time at all. Just killed a few spiritual mages and even grabbed a pair of dragon boots. Now you only need 40, but since I was going to be teleporting using the altar at necks after I would finish all of my inventory of supplies, I figured it'd be good just to have an extra 40 in case I wanted to re-enter right away and I didn't do too good in the room to acquire more kill count. But yeah, this was my first time back at necks in a little over 9 months. I did have almost 100 kill count coming into this video, and essentially all of that was from just masses that I would form on my own back when I did a couple live streams massing necks. This time, however, I was using the necks mass worlds that are in game, and it worked out pretty well. Each time I would just choose whatever had the most population. Sometimes a mass would die off pretty early and I would just have to switch worlds, but that was no big deal because there are plenty of options for you. And most of this video was done in the dead of night, so even at late hours EST, there's always dozens of people ready to do necks. Now, I did record the full first kill for you guys, obviously a little fast forwarded, but as you can see, I used pretty much no supplies during this kill, just a few bruise sips and super restore sips. And a good thing about necks is they do drop plenty of supplies over time, so you'll get a lot of sharks and brews and restores back from necks. I really did enjoy doing this. You know, I had never done necks in the old RuneScape, so when it did come out in old school, this is the first time for me, and obviously I had very little little experience prior to this. So a little bit about receiving a drop at Nex. In order to get a drop here, you must deal a set amount of minimum damage, and getting a drop from Nex is considered a kill in the log. So that's nice that the kill count will be stacking up this video. But essentially, Nex drops a large lump of items upon death, which is really determined on your team size, and the share players receive from it is based on your total damage to Nex, the minions, and any reavers during the encounter. There's also 2 common drops guaranteed after each kill. Now, if you do receive MVP, you get a 10% drop increase for common drops and increased chance of obtaining unique loot. Although something that I found interesting during this video is that all of the drops that you guys see, none of them were received by MVPs. So this gave me a little bit of hope, you know, because I certainly wasn't going to be receiving MVP nearly as much as I did over at Volcano. But alongside this, I did actually achieve a lot of combat achievements, which I was proud of. And I did receive MVP quite a few times, but when I say quite a few, I mean, you know, definitely not the majority. But every time you do get MVP, it's kind of neat that you get big bones. And it does call it out in the chat box. So, you know, I really couldn't stay hidden for too long here, especially if I received MVP. Now, I pretty much did the same thing for every next kill. I tried to kill each minion, but honestly, if the mass is so big, it's actually kind of hard to get a hit on a minion sometimes because they die so quickly. But I always usually hit a Reaver or 2, a Blood Reaver when they spawned, and I would always be hitting next otherwise. There were a few deaths during this one simply by not paying enough attention, and usually this was when you were supposed to pray range. I would just be a little too close, and you're supposed to be a little bit far away from the range phase because you'll get a lot less damage dealt to you. But this was all a learning experience for me, so bear with me in the comments and understand that I wasn't too experienced before I went into this video, so really I learned all that I could while I was making it. That is a pretty clever username for the MVP in the chat box there, but yeah, shout out to that guy. And honestly, a big thank you to everyone who took part in these masses. I'm sure quite a few of you hopefully will watch this video. Without your help, this video would not have been possible, so big thank you. And now to our first item of the video. This was Torva Plate legs, received by a guy named High Specs. Drop rate of this is 1 in 258, current price 327 mil. What a life-changing item to receive. I mean, that's just insane. And think about it this way, this is all free-for-all. I mean, of course, you can have a couple of your friends join with you, and you guys can agree to split any of the drops that you get, although I don't think that's too common for free-for-all, so you essentially get to keep all of that loot yourself, which is just a huge amount and can really increase anyone's bank value. So I did receive an elite clue scroll early on, and this is my only regret of this video, is that I decided just to bank it and not deal with elite clues at all during this, because I was really just hunting for a rare. I didn't really want to go out of my way to do clue scrolls during this, but then I realized after people told me that elite clues are actually very common here. It is only 1 in 48, which is insane if you think about it, because how unlikely it is to get elite clues from everywhere else in this game. So if I could go back in time, yeah, I'd probably do all the elites, but we can't do that, you know, no time machine available, at least near me. There's my current next tab though. I was also banking all my spiritual mage loot that I was receiving, because yeah, I actually did 10 hours of those, and they drop really expensive runes, so that is awesome. Not as awesome as this Torva full helm though, this time being received by a full crystal outfit guy named Unlucky Soup. And yeah, crystal's actually a pretty good setup here. I would definitely say that's not bad at all. I mean, that as well as the Zerite crossbow and the twisted bow, all great setups that you can use for massing necks. And I've even seen people use armadillo crossbows and d-hide. It really just depends on your budget and what you can afford. And here we have a Torva plate body drop, ladies and gentlemen, received by Bo, and yeah, 1 in 258, current price 381 mil. And according to a few people here, that was well deserved considering he was receiving MVP almost every other kill for quite a while, so congratulations to him. I'll take my split whenever, but no, I'm totally kidding. Free for all, of course. You cannot expect a split here, no special treatment. But yeah, I found out quite a lot about Nex while I was doing this video, and what I found most fascinating was the people that were actually killing it. You know, I looked up so many different accounts while I was making this video, and there was so many people over 10,000 kill count here, and plenty of other people in the thousands before that. But yeah, I remember seeing one username, it was like 17k KC 2 drops, so I mean that kind of gives you the idea, and this guy was lower level, that in 17,000 kills he only received 2 drops. But again, these drops are worth hundreds of mils. The cheapest drop, which is actually 1 in 550, 116 is the Ancient Hilt from Nex, and that is only 41 mil, but still a decent amount of money to receive. Other than that, the lowest other drop would be Zerite Vambraces, which I saw one time during this video, and that is 1 in 172 at a current price of 190 mil. I did see an item before I made this, and it was actually during a Nex Bass that I was running, and a friend of mine received it, and that was the Horn, and at that time it was selling for about 450 mil, and it was 3 people left, and I was one of the 3. Still to this day, I really wish I would have gotten that. It would have helped me out so much, but that was really the only drop I've seen at Nex prior to making this video, so anytime a drop popped up, whether I received it or not, definitely made for an exciting moment. I mean, who doesn't like to see Torva items in your chat box? That's just awesome. Now, one thing I like to add into this video was all of the encounters where there was a lot of coughing going on. Essentially, one person will get, to coughing. I guess they just get a little bit of allergies in the room or something, and then they end up spreading it to one person, and then all of a sudden, everyone in the room is coughing. Essentially, what that does is just lowering your stats, and admittedly, I coughed on a few people just a few times. I quickly learned that as soon as I started coughing, I would separate myself from the group and just make sure that it would dissipate before I returned to killing Nex. People do tend to get very upset when this starts happening, and that's honestly kind of funny, but again, it does ruin the kill. A lot of the times it'll take a lot of your supplies, and your odds of getting that kill will go way down because your stats are lowered. Although even when I was lowered, my Zerite crossbow still at many different times hit over 100. Well, we are over halfway into the video so far. Current kill count 230, so a little over 130 kills into the video so far. And looky here, Torva Plate legs received by a guy who I believe, from my memory, XTC Reaper, he was under 99 range, and he wasn't even ranked for Nex KC. God, I hope I'm not wrong when I say that. I'm pretty sure I'm right, because I remember right-clicking him at the bank. But yeah, that actually gave me a lot of hope. I remember in that moment that if this guy can get a drop, I definitely can get a drop. So that actually gave me a lot of confidence for the rest of the video. You know, you'd be surprised what can give you confidence during these grinds, and that was definitely a big factor. So I kept on going, and I was really enjoying this. Like I said, everyone here very friendly for the most part, and very helpful. You know, they all gave me advice as they saw me struggling with Nex, so I do appreciate that. And I was also getting some decent normal drops as well. There we have some Zerite Vambraces, and following that kill, a Torva Full Helm. That MVP for that fight, Duo Armadillo. I see that guy everywhere. He seems to PVM at all the hot spots. But yeah, that was actually incredible because, believe it or not, that was a back-to-back drop. That one received by Skin, and yeah, that was just incredible to see back-to-back Nex drops. Never seen that before. Don't know the next time that I'll see it again. But if you guys do enjoy this video, I can't really commit to you guys a 4-man Nex video. I did see a lot of comments on the Volcano one that people wanted to see a 4-man Volcano. But if you'd like me to do 1,000 Nex mass kills, just let me know in the comments and I can easily make that happen. Well, last kill, and obviously in the inventory there, I did receive a rune sword, which is considered rare, so that was a little upsetting. You know, I didn't want my first rare here to be, you know, under 100 mil, but this one was under 10k, so, you know, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. One thing I really loved about this Nex mass was using my skeleton thrall. You'll always see the skeleton or the ghost, and essentially what that does, it adds damage to Nex because she is a lot of HP to kill, so having those thralls with you will definitely help out during the kill, and it'll even give you some magic XP, but it will cost you some prayer points, so keep that in mind if you do decide to bring the thralls. I personally love them. I think it was a great addition to the Arceus spellbook, so yeah, big shout out to the skeleton for helping me all 10 hours. I did receive 167 mil range XP as well, so that was pretty nice. Soon to be 200 mil, maybe next year, we'll see, maybe the year after. Here we have a horn drop, which is 270 mil, 1 in 258, received by LV92 account, and I just looked him up as I'm voiceovering this video, and he's actually not even ranked in Nex, and he's not level 92 either, so yeah. But anyway, I find that to be pretty interesting. He must have gotten that drop and just you know, stopped while he was ahead, so big shout out to that guy. He knows what's up. I don't know if I would do the same, because if I got one drop, I might just want to stay here until I see another, but it really, I mean, you could go thousands dry. That's the thing with Nex masses, you just really don't know. You have to get very lucky to get a drop drop here. And it does cost quite a bit of supplies. I mean, I think I almost ran through 2,000 ruby bolts just to make this video, as well as a great amount of Saradomin brews and super restores, all of my divine bastion potions, tons of runes for my thralls. So if you're not going to get a drop here, you'll be lucky to break even. But if you do all the elite clue scrolls, you'll more than likely make profit, and you might even make profit on normal drops. But it really just depends on how well you are, how good you are, how many deaths you have, and how many supplies you use per kill. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the very last kill of the 10-hour grind. Are we going to see an item with 1 second left to go? Yes, we are, but it's not in my name. That's okay with me. It's really cool to see an item on the very last kill of a 10-hour grind, and you guys know I had to go for the back-to-back just to see if it was possible. So 10 hour and 4 minutes of next. I do correct myself. No drop from that kill, but it is about time to get into the price check. Quick reminder though, and before we get into today's price check for 10 hours of massing next, make sure to check out War Thunder using the links in the description. They were the ones who sponsored today's video. It's truly an incredible game, and you do not want to miss out on all of the action and all of the free things that you will get as well when you click that link. Man, I gotta be honest, it would have been really nice to get a drop during this video. Of all loot videos, this was the one where I wish I would have saved all of my RNG. Something tells me though I wasted it during that Revenant Imp one, but we'll see what happens in the future. Okay, overall, no drops this time, but the price check does come out to be 6.2 mil. This is the next kills as well as the spiritual mages. Not exactly the best amount of money to see, but it is what you can expect with normal drops. I would imagine I probably spent anywhere from 4 to 5 mil in supplies, maybe a little more, probably not less. So not exactly the most profit, and unfortunately from our elite clue, 125k. 255 next kills done in 10 hours, so averaging about 25 kills an hour. I saw many drops. Sadly, none in my name, but I really can't complain. You really don't have great odds with the masses. But I certainly learned a lot, and I had a lot of fun with everyone here. So once again, a big thank you to everyone who helped make this video. You might not have even known you were doing so, but you did. So a big thank you. We did receive the MVP 9 times, and really the only notable item would be the rune sword. Well, hey, that's a 17-minute video for you guys, minus the 2-minute sponsor. But either way, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching and sticking with me throughout Don't Sleep December. Got a lot in store for you guys in January, but hey, we still have a lot of the month left, and so many more videos that I've already completed that I have to show you guys. A lot of them pretty weird ones, so I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. Well, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day and happy holidays. Mr. No Sleep out.